Alright, this is the ECOSustainability Efforts Project, and this is a video on how to install, maintain, and work on the next revision. So basically the ECOSustainability Efforts Project is right here. As you can see, I have open the main adapters folder and the apps folder. You can have more than one environment, but currently we're just using common because we haven't made any special pages for desktop or mobile web. Now the main files you will be working on obviously is the CSS, as I'm opening it now. The JS files, we're using Angular, so you'll have a folder with a bunch of controllers in it, and you'll be working with those very closely. We have an apps.js and a services. It's actually a file in here. You have to go to the file directory to find it, but it's there. There's a bug in Eclipse that doesn't let it show up here. So in the apps.js is where the routing happens. So as you add functionality, you would be need to modify all this. So that's the controller, and that's basically the MVC Angular framework backend. The next thing you'll be working on obviously is the views, and these are all the HTMLs. So each HTML, the way we've done it is you have a controller per HTML file. So if you have a new user.html, you'll have a new user.js. And that's basically how you'll be working on the next revisions. We have two main adapters. The Geocoding Adapter really is just to get the latitude and longitude or fill in the address when it's using the geocoding type stuff from Google, and because you have to type in your address for the group name, so that's when that adapter is used, and it's an HTTP adapter, basically REST service. The main one you'll be focused on is the EffortSQL adapter, EcoSustainability EffortSQL adapter. Now that adapter actually contacts the website who hits a MySQL database to collect information or to insert information or to update information. So basically all the main functions that do the work on the back end are here. And all that is connected through the services.js. So if you go to services, if you go to JS, you go here, you got to open it up physically in the file location because the file is not showing up. There's a bug here. You will see that that's where Angular calls the service, which calls through AJAX, asynchronous AJAX, calls a SQL adapter. It's basically a good idea how to work on the application and maintain it. Alright, this is the installation portion of the video. So Worklight has a built-in local Worklight development server. That's what we've been doing to develop our applications. So the first thing we're going to do is deploy our adapter. So I'm going to do run as deploy Worklight adapter. And for the adapters, this is actually the same steps you'll be following for the online portion. So the adapters get no special treatment in terms of deploying it online. Now let that work. What it's currently doing is actually starting the Worklight development server. And I'll pause the video now so it works, and I'll come back. Alright, as you can see, there's a nice little green message here now. It says adapter build and deployed finished. So that means that if you were to log on to your Worklight development server, you should be able to see the adapter there now. I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing with the SQL adapter. This is a lot quick once the server is up and running because it had to boot it up before. That's why it took time. Now, we go ahead and release this part. This is the common environment. This is not where the user goes to browse. That's why I have the desktop and the mobile web app. It's very important for when you deploy it online. So I'm going to right click here. I'm going to do run as, and I'm going to Worklight development server. And this basically will conclude how to basically install it on your local working environment. My next step is to go ahead and show you how to get it compiled to deploy to the remote environment, the production environment, I should say. I'll pause it now because it's taking a little while, and then I'll bring it back up so we can review the local installation. Alright, after a little bit of time, the application was successfully deployed. You'll get a nice little green message signifying that. Now I'm going to go to the website. So for the local environment, it would always publish to localhost 180 or 10,080 port / worklight console / login.html. And you always log in as admin. Now it takes you in and you see my environment deployed. This is my geocoding adapter, and this is my SQL adapter. As you can see, it has all the functions that it provides. Now, this is what the client is supposed to browse to, but you can also preview as common resources because you're just developing, and this is the actual application you should see come up when you do that. Alright, so that concludes our installing the application locally. I'll go ahead and get set up now for showing you how to deploy it. Okay, so now we will start doing this, deploying it remotely. Now for the adapters, like I told you, it all remains the same. You do run as deploy worklight adapter. Deployed. You just do it again, follow the steps so you have a nice easy video to follow to deploy. Deploy worklight adapter deployed. This will still start up your local worklight server. Don't worry about that because we're going to use the same files and go remotely. Now I'm going ahead and this is where it's a little different when you're installing the apps. So basically what you have to do is go to Run Apps, Build Settings, and Deploy Target. Now you'll get this window. Now you want to check this off as it is checked off here. And then you want this in here because that's the actual worklight environment, the production environment. And that's the port it's listening on. And that's the context path that I installed it on originally when I first installed Liberty WebSphere and the IBM Worklight server components. So that's the path that I've been using. You hit OK. Now you right click, and then what you do is you run as build all environments. Now, if you were to do run on Worklight server, you would have to go back and do just build all environments because that's the file we want to get. It's going to create all these files in the bin folder, which is what we're which is what you're going to use to deploy. So basically, C progs, I have them in C progs. You go to Eclipse, ECOSustainability projects, and you go to bin. These are the files we're going to be using to deploy online. I'll show you how to do that in a sec. So let it finish building and I'll go ahead and start the video when I'm ready to display that. Alright, there are two types of files you will be uploading to the server. I'm on the server now, as you can see, ses-dev.cius.fiu.edu:9080/worklight console. It'll bring you to this page, and the user is a little different. It's demo. So we're going to log in. Now, as you can see, all the environments are already deployed here. This looks exactly the same as my local server. So basically what you will be doing is the following. So you will be browsing, and for the adapters you will be looking for the .adapter file. So we'll go ahead and do open just so you can see that. I'm going to go ahead and hit submit. The uploading deployment should be really quick. For the environments, what you can do is you can choose all, but that takes a really long time because it's all three environments, or you can do them one by one. There's an Android there, which I did from before, or you can use the WL app files and upload them one by one. Most important one to upload is the common. That's the one that has all your base stuff. And then desktop browser is that's where the client browses. That's where it redirects the iframe from Apache to on the front end. Alright, so you would hit open, then you would hit submit, and the same process would happen. At this point in time, those files are submitted. Those are actually your .html, .css, .js files. So it's basically the application files. So that deploys that, but you still should deploy the WAR adapter if you made configuration changes other than just HTML changes, web page changes, or JavaScript changes. If all you did was that, then you're done here. Otherwise, you need to continue on the video, and I'll go ahead and show you how to deploy the WAR file. Okay, so what you want to do is bring up FileZilla or any FTP program. On the VM, there should be VSFTPD installed. We installed that as part of the project to upload files easily. What you're going to do now is select the project WAR file, upload it. The home for FTP user /home/FTP user. So I'm going to go ahead and upload now. Now as you can see, the WAR file has been deployed. Now I got to go ahead and log into the VM itself. It has a desktop installed as well. So here we are. I select medium because if you select ultra, it doesn't work. The password you'll have to get from Mr. Flynn. Go Go ahead and minimize this so you can see it. Alright, that's me. Go ahead and do. So now I'm on the VM actually getting on. So I deployed the WAR file. I'm going to go ahead and select SQL Server Configurations Tools. Now you can actually, I'll show you where you can find that after I go ahead and actually deploy the file. So now you open up the runtime environment on the left as you see here. Click on that, you click on runtime, then you do replace runtime WAR file. Okay, brought it up. So yeah, it looks right. Hit OK. And now you see this here. That's where it's going to look for it. So it's going to work light, ECOSustainability, etc., etc. For the purposes of this video, I'll just change it. So I go to browse, and I want to go to /FTP user, FTP home. So you double click here. No, I'm sorry, I just double clicked the wrong part. So you go browse, file system. Selected, you hit OK. And at that point in time, you hit update WAR. At that point in time, you should get no problems at all. I never had an issue with it. And you should see successfully deployed here in the console. That's how you redeploy the WAR file. Now go ahead and restart the video to show you the path of how to start the server configuration tool for WorkLight. Okay, it's kind of hard to see up here, so I went ahead and did it on Notepad. But basically, you go to /opt/IBM/worklight/shortcuts, and then you sudo /configuration-tool.sh. At which point in time, you type in your password, and then the application should pop up. Obviously, you have to do this on the desktop, so just bear that in mind.